Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this Monday morning with Business Coach Moloy. And we continue with our marketing series, which we have been doing over the past few weeks. And believe it or not, there's been so much of comments that has come in to me on this. So today we are going to talk about how do you build visibility without noise? Why being seen is not the same as being remembered? So let me ask you with something very simple that you can immediately relate to. There are businesses that you keep seeing everywhere on the phone, and reels is something that everyone is watching nowadays at events, IPL happening in your inbox, thousands of mass mailing coming up to you in on hoardings as you drive down every city. You see something or the other on LinkedIn. They're very active. They're very active. And yet I pause and ask you a simple question. What exactly are they known for? And you will notice something very interesting. You hesitate. And on the other side, there are businesses you don't see frequently, but the moment their name comes up, there is no hesitation. You see a big M. For people in Mumbai, you see a big M while you're driving down towards Pune. And there is no hesitation. You feel hungry and you think about alphabet M, and there is no hesitation. You know exactly what they stand for. You know what they are good at. You know even when you recommend them. Now that is the difference. And this difference is not the budget. It's about clarity. And today I'm going to explore something about this clarity of communication. So let's start off with clearing one misunderstanding. Most businesses, and I'm not talking about the great, fantastic marketing communication agencies, but excuse me, all those wannabe experts of digital marketing sitting at home with one laptop and having some basic knowledge of Canva, they will keep on telling you that post more, have more campaigns, have more activity, and this will increase your presence. And while that may seem like progress, it often leads to something else. And that something else is noise. Noise is when your business is visible but not clearly understood. And if the market sees you but does not understand you, you're failing on your primary objective of creating the purpose. Nothing really moves while you create noise. I've seen this across industries. Companies investing time, effort, money into being visible, but that visibility is scattered. One day they talk about price, another they talk about quality, third they speak about service, then about something else. Everything is correct, but nothing is consistent. And when nothing is consistent, nothing sticks. Your customer is not sitting and analyzing your business deeply. He has his own business to think about. They are busy. They're dealing with their own challenges. They don't have the time to decode your messages every time you appear. So what do? They simplify. They remember only what is clear and repeated. And if that clarity is missing, they move on. Not because you're not good, but because you're not easy to understand. This brings in the real purpose of visibility. Visibility is not about being seen. Visibility is about building correct recall. When your name comes up, what comes to your mind? That is the visibility that you should build. Let me ask you something very clearly. Think it over. Respond not to me, but to your businesses. If your ideal customer sees your business 5 times in the next 30 days, will they understand you better? Or will they get a slightly different impression every time they watch you? Because if it is the second, then more visibility is actually creating more confusion. Mature businesses don't need more activity, they need more alignment. And this is something I want to say very clearly. At the stage you are in. Growth will not come from doing things. It will come from doing fewer things more consistently. You don't need 10 messages. You need one message, repeated, reinforced, and experienced. Let's talk very honestly today, because a lot of your money is getting drained by doing something that you're spending money on inconsistency. Why does your business drift into noise? It is because of that pressure to stay active, pressure to show presence, pressure to do marketing. So teams start creating post messages campaign, but they are not anchored to a single idea. And over time, businesses start sounding different in different places. The founder says one thing, sales says another thing, marketing says something else. Individually, all of them are correct, but collectively confusing. Visibility must be built like a discipline. Every time your business communicates through a post, a meeting, a presentation, a conversation, there should be one question in the background. Does this reinforce what we want to be known for? And if the answer is yes, please continue. If the answer is no, pause. Hold on to your marketing communication, because every inconsistent messaging weakens the positioning you're trying to build. So what does consistency do? Consistency creates familiarity, and familiarity creates trust. This is not complicated. This is the simplest fundamental communication tool that we have been told for decades. You trust people whose behavior is predictable, not because they're perfect, but because they're consistent. Business is no different. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be clear wherever you are. This is where businesses make a mistake. They expand channels before they stabilize their message. They go wider before they go deeper. And that creates surface level visibility, no credibility, no depth. Now, this is what most entrepreneurs resist doing: repetition. They feel if I repeat the same thing, people will get bored. And here is the truth: you're hearing your message every day. Your customer is not. For them, repetition creates clarity. For you, it creates duplication, and that's a big difference. But the messaging is for your customer. So there is no question of duplication, because they are seeing multiple messages from multiple service providers day in and day out. There's another pattern that I see. Businesses become very active over a period of time and they go silent. Then they're active and then silent. They don't build visibility, and that brings inconsistency. Visibility is built through a rhythm, a steady presence, a predictable communication, a consistent note, not intensity. So, what do I want you to do today? As always, every week I give you an activity. And by doing these activities, you will transform your businesses. You don't need me. I want you to reflect on this. Pick 3 touch points of your business: your website, your sales conversation, your communication with your existing client, and ask yourself, do all 3 say the same thing? Not word for word, but in essence. If not, that is where your work begins. Whenever you communicate, it must be experienced. If you say you're structured, your process should feel structured. If you say you're a premium, your interaction must feel premium. If you say you're reliable, your delivery must be reliable, because customers believe what they experience, not what you claim. So instead of asking, how do I increase visibility, ask, how do I become more easier to remember? That shift alone will change your approach. Remember, Mercedes is not called Mercedes, it is called Merc. Right? Something easy to remember. McDonald's is not called McDonald's, it's Mac. Something easy to remember. So how do you become more easier to remember? Now that we have passed the stage, where do we go next? You understand who your market is. By now, you should know you are different, how to express your identity, and how to communicate consistently. The next question becomes, how do we now convert this visibility into trust, and this trust into business? This is what we will explore over the forthcoming episodes. Today's final thought: you don't need to be louder, you need to be clearer, because in a noisy market, clarity stands out more than volume. On a broader note, I hope your business plans are ready. Quarter 1 is going to be up and down, but 3 quarters, businesses will expand, opportunities will expand. India is a consumer market. Look at your business plan, look at your PLs, look at your marketing plan, look at your team structures. My name is Moloy Chakravarty. I'm a business coach and I am transforming businesses for the past 10 years. If you want to reach out to me, you know where to connect. DM me, WhatsApp me, go to the website, fill up a form. My website is www.beyondredocean.com. While you do all of that, I'll wait to see you in the next session of marketing. Till then, take care, God bless, and keep growing.